Which kind of marketing is more attractive? Appealing to the crowd or going counter to it? Today we'll look at two marketing videos that are lighting up the internet. They're both trying to do the exact same thing: inspire men to be better men. They are both polarizing, which is great, but their tone couldn't be more different. This is a moment that will give you some revealing numbers and a lot of clarity about how you want your company to be seen and what it will cost. Today, I want to show you how easy it is to become a household name and why most companies will always refuse to do it. Welcome to the Visible Authority, where businesses come to learn how to build a path of attraction to their door. Our story today starts with Gillette. They make expensive razor blades for men and women, and last week they also made controversy with their latest video on YouTube. It had an ultimately redeeming message, mildly hopeful and upbeat, but along the way it generated a bit more controversy than they anticipated. Many felt it made all men out to be rapists and bullies. Some said it was like attending mandatory sensitivity training. Very polarizing, very much in keeping with a certain segment of today's Me Too values.
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
But she says
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool, not cool.
Some already are.
I found the overall tone confusing and somewhat condescending. Not the script. As a written document, even in-house counsel wouldn't have found anything remotely controversial. But the images overpowered the spoken word. In other words, it generated a tremendous amount of cognitive dissonance. The video triggered over 1 million dislikes on YouTube. I don't know if that's a record, but it was enough for YouTube to step in and push the numbers down a bit. This is the razor-thin line we walk as marketers who make video. When you start blending words with images and audio, you're juggling with razor-sharp knives. It's better not to make a video than to make one that, is going to slice up your brand. The thing is, many of us intuitively understand that video can be an incredibly powerful way to trigger the imagination, inspire action and self-knowledge, persuade without persuading, and lead groups of people to their desired destiny. It can also take a company from obscurity to fame so fast it could make your head spin, as it has for companies like Dollar Shave Club, a clothing company called Ren, and today a company called Eggard Watches.
What is a man? Is a man brave? Is a man a hero? Is a man a protector? Is a man vulnerable? Is a man disposable? Is a man broken? Is a man trying? We see the good in men.
These companies used one theme each: humor, sex, and pathos. Each of these themes echoed what was already going on in the culture. So cool. One day you're mopping floors in a warehouse, the next you're giving an interview to the Wall Street Journal. And all because you decided to let yourself be visible. And that means video. When you want it to count, when you want a reaction, when you want engagement, you want to use video. Evidently, it's not that hard. Just reach deep down into the inky depths of your soul and dredge up the scariest parts of yourself, the parts you don't want anyone to see because you're afraid they'll judge you, turn on you, and destroy your business. And yet, so many marketers think that being visible is easy. Oh, just tell some jokes, just throw some images of pretty people walking down the beach in slow motion. But anyone who thinks that is kind of missing the point. They'll make a video that goes along to get along, and that is easy. But funny is hard. Real sexy is hard. Pathos is hard. And it's anything but easy to go against what's popular. That same slow motion walk down the beach can be hard to use when it's there to slow down the conversation long enough to help others see things from a different perspective. What's hard to say right now in your industry? That's what you need to be talking about in print and podcasts, and above all, in video. But tread lightly. There's a tendency to scold when there's a lack of trust in oneself and one's own message. And that just creates a reality in which there are only two possibilities. Either I'm right and you're wrong, or the unthinkable. You're right and I'm wrong. Wow. Today, we have better options. If you're capable of producing something that can inspire someone to be a better version of themselves, why wouldn't you? That's what both these videos are trying to do. If you're using video now or want to, I would seriously consider the possibility that you might have something to say, even if you don't think so right now. Video can inspire people to acts of loyalty like no other form of communication. One comment on the watch video reads, "No more razors for me, I shave with watches now." And in these days when more and more people are rejecting the messages of the ruling class and their handmaidens in the mainstream media, a wide space is opening up for those who have something to say and refuse to let their fears keep them from saying it. Everyone at Eggard Watches told the CEO not to make this video, but he felt so strongly about it, he used his own money, his own voice, and edited it by himself. He even considered releasing it anonymously, but here's what he says about that. After some thought, I realized an individual releasing the message wasn't going to have the same impact as a company doing it. All actions come out of either love or fear. Releasing it anonymously felt like fear. Putting my company on the line for a message I believe in felt like love. I went with love. What message would you be willing to put your company on the line for? Gillette says the message is that men are toxic and need to cut it out. Gillette, a big corporation that sells blue razors to men and pink razors to women, lecturing us on gender stereotypes. On the other hand, here's a boutique watch company quoting statistics that portray men as an endangered species, overlaid on a backdrop of their daily heroic actions. The script perfectly matching the images. No cognitive dissonance. Which would inspire you to be a better man? Well, at least with the second video, the message is clear enough to help you see a choice. So here are the numbers so far. The Gillette video, 1 minute 48 seconds in length, 21,600,000 views, amped up by the mainstream media, over 1 million dislikes before YouTube, turned the counter back, 500,000 likes, a very unnatural 2-to-1 ratio, 300,000 comments by those vowing never to buy a razor again. My estimate on the cost to produce it, $75,000, $50,000 of it to pay the attorneys who cleared it. Return on investment? Well, at the moment, a bunch of executives whistling past the graveyard. There's a school of thought that says all publicity is good publicity because, of course, everyone who goes into a drugstore is going to see Gillette razors now, but will they jump off the shelves? And if they do, what cost to the brand? And who will be buying them? A kind of Me Too message to bearded millennials doesn't seem that inspired to me. But hey, the truth is no one really knows which way this will go right now. Time will tell. Numbers on the Eggard watch video. 600,000 views completely ignored by the mainstream media, 57,000 likes to 1,000 dislikes, and 5,000 comments from men vowing to grow beards and start wearing watches again. Cost to make? Estimated at $150, mostly for a stock footage subscription that can be used to make another 150 videos. Return on investment? Priceless. I mean, 5,000 people taking a pledge of loyalty to your brand, one they never even heard of before the day you released that video? The real question is, why don't more companies do this? Could it be that even though it's easy to say what you believe in private, it's hard to stand up, stand alone, and be visible when everyone tells you you're crazy? The difficulty of making a video pales in comparison. So, if you're thinking about taking a stand, consider this. A few years ago, humor was all the rage in marketing it. Put Dollar Shave Club on the map. A couple of years later, intimate sensuality put a little clothing company called Ren on everyone's radar. What about today? Well, the Me Too movement, for all the good it's done, has made humor and, sexy stuff kind of fraught. What does work today is something that has now become part of the zeitgeist. If you want to have a voice in the discussion, help people see the greatness within themselves. Focus on that, and the rest will take care of itself.